Hi, this is Dee at Aloha Astro, and let's take a look at the new moon coming up tomorrow, or actually in the very early morning hours of December 18th. Today is December 17th. The moon will be new, and it will be what's called a micromoon. I was just reading about that, where it appears at its furthest point, so it may look smaller than usual. Just as some moons are super full moons, we are having a micro new moon. So I don't know if that's going to increase any emotional intensity for people beyond what you normally experience at a new moon. Maybe, maybe not, but be aware that it is an extreme new moon from that perspective, at least astronomically. So at 1:30 in the morning Eastern Time, the moon will be at 26 degrees 31 minutes of Sagittarius, and that is a mutable fire sign, which means adjustable, adaptable, flexible. I consider all the mutable signs to be kind of the ways and means committee of the zodiac, where they like to look at various possibilities or be seeking out other ideas, other opportunities, or solutions, especially under the fiery, impulsive energy here with Sagittarius. Sagittarius rules the 9th house in the chart, which has to do with higher education and travel, basically the gathering and sharing of information and experiences in life. So it can be a seeking type of an energy and a very optimistic and playful energy. It can also be restless. Usually it's inclusive, wants to include people from other walks of life, and is friendly and open. The downside to Sagittarius can be recklessness or a superficial concern rather than slowing down and taking time for the depth in understanding somebody else. But since we are in a holiday season and people are enjoying the revelry that comes with celebrating the holidays and the travel, it is appropriate that we have lots of nice Sagittarius energy to keep us enjoying the fun side of life during the holidays. Now, there is one square aspect in here between this cluster. We have not just the sun and the moon conjunct here, we have Saturn close by at its final degree, so it's getting in its last licks here in Sagittarius before Saturn moves into the sign of Capricorn in 2.3 days. And once it moves into Capricorn, it's moving into its own sign. So it will be very much at home with itself and may be felt more strongly in people's lives as the taskmaster planet goes along with the sign that has to do with success, climbing the ladder, being an authority figure, achieving the top, going up to the top in wherever you might have Saturn moving into your chart. And what house that would be for you really depends on your rising sign. And if you haven't had your chart looked at, I do recommend you can look up either a free chart over at my site. At the sidebar, there are links here where you can get your chart for free. They are here somewhere. There they are. Here you can find your ascendant for free or get your free birth chart, or you can schedule a reading with me. We can get into your chart in detail. And while I'm here, by the way, yes, there are gift certificates if you would like to give a reading to somebody who might have an interest in astrology or you think might enjoy a reading. When you click on that, it will take you to a page full of different gift certificate images that you can either email or print out after you've purchased the gift certificate. And they come with a code that your gift recipient can enter at whatever time they come back to the site to schedule an appointment with me. And I also have a notice up for the Day Watch calendar and report. This is computer based, however, it is generated based on your own month, day, year of birth, and if you know your time and location, even better. It will give you the exact times of transits and aspects to your chart so that you will have multiple forecasts on most days as to what time a certain aspect occurs that can help you plan your future and make the best use of your time, it's really a fantastic tool. So the Day Watch calendar and report is also available for the year. So back to Planet Watcher, where we see that Saturn is getting in its last licks here with the Sun. And I would say that while we're having fun with the Moon, the Sun, and Venus, we get the feeling like, well, it's not going to last forever. We're here at the end of the year. We're also here at the end of Saturn moving through Sag, where it tends to be a bit more lighthearted, and then it moves into Capricorn, where things may get a little bit tougher. And the closer it moves toward Pluto as the months go by, the more serious something may become. And of course, whatever area of life that is would be dependent upon your rising sign. We have some other good stuff going on here with this loose conjunction. They're not quite together, but Mars is creeping up on Jupiter here in Scorpio, and they are making a trine to Neptune. This trine from Jupiter in Scorpio to Neptune in Pisces can bring more generosity into this holiday season, more kindness, more tolerance, more forgiveness, and more flow in general. Maybe we'll be seeing greater income during the holiday season, or bonuses from work, or maybe we'll receive the gift we desire, or give somebody a gift that they will truly love and appreciate. Maybe there'll be more peace within family. I do think that with this square going on between Chiron and Pisces, too far away here from Neptune to be tightly conjunct, but in the same sign. Chiron is kind of a marriage and family planet, and it can also signify the thing that we do that pays the bills and takes care of the family. So it can be sustenance oriented as well. And with that square here to the new moon and the Sun and Venus and Mercury, there may be that we can't just live in fantasy, or the not looking at the reality of a situation, and that you can only play so long before you have to look at the reality of a situation. Or maybe a little bit of tough love is called for, or to not sugarcoat things or present an image of something other than what it really is. And while Mercury is retrograde at this time and close to Venus and the Moon and the Sun and Saturn, maybe some things that have not been said now need to be said, especially when it comes to either family or if it has to do with your livelihood. And maybe you need to address things in your business. Maybe you need to charge more. Maybe you have a difficult work situation and you need to change it. Maybe you need to look for another job. Maybe you need to change your career. If you've been pretending for a while, or acting as if something is a certain way when it is not, whether you're deceiving somebody else or deceiving yourself, it might be time that you look at that and replan, rethink, discuss something again, and approach it with the open heart, and approach it with looking for the highest good. Venus in Sagittarius can definitely look for the highest and best in a situation, even if a situation is difficult. And sometimes we have to do difficult things to make life better. Not everything is going to be easy in life, and not everything is going to make everybody happy. So if you are unhappy in something and the new moon is asking you to rethink things before you go and make changes in your life, I have the feeling that it is a good opportunity to jump and to give things a try once we get a little bit past the new moon, and definitely past this Mercury retrograde. The planet Mercury will be moving direct. Let's see if it shows us when. In 5.2 days, Mercury will move direct. And then it will be easier to actually instigate any new beginnings that you are contemplating now with the new moon. And everybody, of course, has the excuse of the holiday season, and that people are focused on their travels or getting together with their friends and family, and they may postpone a little bit on what they need to do. And I have the feeling that once we're past Christmas, we will see more of the effect of the new moon than we might see now. That right now we might acknowledge on one level that something needs to be said or something needs to be done, but we might not actually get down to the business of establishing something or doing it until we are past the holiday. That we might just want to do our best to get through the holiday season and enjoy it. But in the back of our mind, there is that shadow of Saturn getting geared up for something a little tougher. And we do have the intensity of Scorpio. Jupiter calls for growth and Mars calls for action. And as Mars approaches Jupiter more closely, let's see if it's showing. No, it does not show it in here when Mars would be joining Jupiter. We do have Mars trining Neptune, though, in about a week and a half. So that would indicate that it does draw close enough to Jupiter to be in that trine there, or at least close enough that Jupiter would be influenced more by Mars. So actions taken for the better that either increase opportunities for healing or forgiveness or greater abundance in our lives would be coming about, I think, right after the Christmas holiday break here. That many people will be looking at it finishing up once we get into the Christmas week of the 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. Might be work days for many people, even if they have the 25th off. Let's just run through the days here and see how they go as the moon advances. Okay, so we have Monday where the moon was in Sagittarius, and then on the 19th, Tuesday, the moon moves into Capricorn. Taking care of the things that you need to take care of, firming up your plans. There may be some serious overtones there with Capricorn. If there is work still on the table to be done, whether at work or in your home and preparing for things, this might be a good time to pay attention and get it done. And then as we go to the 20th, the moon is still here in Capricorn, having passed over Pluto during the course of the day, and it will throw up a square to the planet Uranus as it does so. And I think that some caution there in your travels while Mercury is on its final 2 days there of retrograde. Watch your patience and watch your temper. And even if you know you're right, sometimes you get, what's the expression? That you attract more flies with honey than with vinegar. So just watch irritability, watch anger and impatience with other people, and realize that everybody else may be as stressed as you are. And then as we go to the 21st, we have the moon now in Aquarius, and, well, I like it there because I'm a sun sign Aquarius. Expect the unexpected is the saying that we say when the moon is in Aquarius every month. And again, whatever your rising sign is would determine what house the moon in Aquarius would be moving through in your chart. Generally, if you're an air sign or a fire sign, moon in Aquarius can be easier. If you're a water sign or an earth sign, the moon in Aquarius can be a little bit more disruptive, because sometimes it can throw curveballs. It can also bring in unexpected friends, surprises, but watch yourselves in travel again because of this unexpected quality. In this case, I think it would have more to do with delays, missed connections, lost luggage, adding a little more of the tendency for Mercury retrograde to, pull a Loki on you. With the erratic moon in Aquarius. So hold on to your stuff. Pay attention to your stuff. Don't let the square here to Mars get you distracted by all the shiny things. Just watch what you're doing and where you're going. Don't trip. Don't fall. Don't get distracted. Hold on to your belongings. And it's okay to be nice and friendly to strangers, but just watch your time and location where you are being friendly with strangers. So, and don't over celebrate, don't over drink. because it may all of a sudden catch up with you. And then on the 22nd, we have the moon still in Aquarius. Still some more of the unexpected qualities there. And I think with this, we may be looking toward especially catching up, connecting with old friends, the friend, the family type of reaching out to friends and family as the moon is making an opposition to the North Node in Leo. At this point, you may want to actually be alone a little bit by the 22nd. The 23rd, or what you might be dealing with on the 22nd is how can you be in two places at one time? How can you see everybody? How can you get around and be everywhere if you have multiple parties or households to go visit? The 23rd, the moon moves into Pisces, and let's see how long it stays there during the weekend. The 24th, Christmas Eve, sandwiched right there between Neptune and Chiron, and activating the trine here to the conjunction of Mars and Jupiter. And this may be a strongly sentimental and emotional Christmas. It will also be squaring Mercury retrograde, so feelings might come up for some people, and poignant or nostalgic memories or sadness for those who are no longer in family who have passed. That is a potential. I would look toward people who might be alone or who might be grieving this year, and look to include people who might otherwise be neglected or forgotten under this influence, and I think it would be appreciated. Christmas Day, we have moon in late degree of Pisces, and then over the course of the day into the evening, it would go into Aries, but you will have that nostalgia there in the morning time, and then as the day progresses, get outside and play. I would say if you are able to do things on the 26th as well, as the moon is further into Aries, burn off some steam and get physical to help combat the restlessness, or if children are getting ornery, get out there in the world. And sometimes under the Aries energy, which turns fiery and a little bit me, or mine, once all the thankfulness of receiving the gifts wears off and the children are left to their own devices, suddenly you might find that your little angels aren't so angelic. Take them outside, let them burn off their steam. So that's it for the holiday week and the new moon. And let's see if I skipped anything. Oh yeah, the Sabian symbol. Sabian symbol for 27 degrees, because I've rounded up, is a sculptor at his work, the ability to project one's vision upon and to give form to materials. At this stage, we see the individual creatively expressing his own particular individuality. He takes the materials available in his social geographical environment and shapes them so they reveal to other people something of his inner life and purpose. This second phase in the 54th sequence is as usual in contrast to the first. The previous one was the flag bearer, which symbolized the selfless representative of a collective tradition or a national unity. The sculptor, on the contrary, represents man as a creative individual intent on making his mark upon society. This is a symbol of man's capacity to transform raw materials according to his personal vision, thus a symbol of self-projection into a work. Well, that's a very favorable Sabian symbol without anything very heavy attached to it from what I can read into it. And definitely as the moon and sun were joining Venus there, I think that one of the ways we best use Venus in her nature is through our expression of self and the things that we enjoy, that give us pleasure, that we want to share with other people, whether it's the cookies that we're making, the meal, the artwork, or simply the time we spend with other people where we enjoy being with others. So enjoy the Sagittarius energy of the new moon. Have fun with your friends and family as we move forward into Christmas week, just past Christmas, and things shift. I think the new moon will still be egging us on to take those actions and make something real, and it may take on more seriousness and intensity, and literally the holiday may be over even though we still have the new year approaching. And some people just like to kind of coast through the week until they get to New Year's Eve and make it one big long holiday. But I think for many people, they're going to get down to business with something in their lives somewhere between the 26th and the 29th, where there may be something that really does need to be addressed and worked at, or something needs to be made real and established, and that it's important that it happens. And the idea is there in the background with this new moon, but a little bit of holiday time to give us some scooch room, and definitely wait out Mercury turning direct, because to natalize or make a chart or give birth to a business or anything while you are under a Mercury retrograde is kind of asking for a pattern of challenging communication and a hard time getting the plans or the words out. So waiting until you have that Mercury direct is also a really good excuse for starting anything new. So that being said, have a happy, safe, and healthy time. I am not going away. I am available if you need to talk. Everybody have a wonderful holiday.